So this is what is currently on the workbench. I've just finished this Exalted of Chaos. I always put him in a chariot, and I've just got around to painting him. You can see the little pin where he goes into the chariot. The chariot's not painted. I think you can see on one of the other little mini podcasts I've done here what the chariot looks like. I replaced the horses with the new horses, which means it kind of tilts upwards, but it just looks like they're loving it and going wild into combat. I painted the cloak white, highlighted up from Deneb brown stone, which initially looked quite good, but then at the last moment I very foolishly leapt straight into white, so it looked a bit silly. So I thought, well, you know, would this thing glow white if you've got the psycho walking around the mud and bashing people's heads in? So I just gave it a wash with one of the brown washers. It looks like it's been washed as opposed to dirty, but I think I'm just going to leave it. I was quite pleased with the way that I did the highlights. How can I get into the red highlights? Because I was worried it wouldn't look very realistic, and I've never painted Space Marines or anything, so I didn't know how to do it, but it looks alright. I decided not to highlight the black bits and just sort of give them a very light dry brush. My feeling was, although it doesn't keep in with the cartoony nature of the rest of it, ultimately black is the absence of light, so even if it was shimmering in the sun, I mean, it wouldn't shimmer, would it? It'd just be black. At some point I'm going to get around to painting this guy, but I don't really feel particularly inspired at the moment. He's one of the Citadel range. I thought I would use him as an Empire general for those occasions when, you know, you are naughty and take 2 steam tanks or some other points occupying reason to have just a little dude on foot with a hammer as a general. The other thing I've just done, amazingly in conjunction with the Chaos Lord, because I'm surprised I was able to work out which colours were needed from the same pot at the same time. Normally I just do like loads of the same thing. Is this Griffon Standard bearer, again a guy I never thought I would ever get around to painting. I'm particularly pleased, let's zoom in, with the face, which was very expressive and which I sort of spent a lot of time layering up. I didn't bother making gold bits on his armour just because I thought, can't be bothered. And the standard looks pretty good, so I'm quite proud of that. I mean, it's not perfect, but again, how much time can you spend on these things? And I painted a few spearmen along with him just to kind of keep the momentum going up on the unit of 30 spearmen. I mean, this unit's got the most amazing combat resolution. It's like +1 for standard, +1 if you give the little dude the battle standard, or the guy on the right, and then sorry, the war banner. The guy on the left's got the battle standard, and you can give him the Griffon standard. So this thing ends up with like sort of combat resolution 12, which means well, you would think it would be able to take a lot of charges, but it can't. It can't take a charge from like sort of 5 Chaos Knights, you know, with Mark of Khorne plus a bit, what's it called? The big red monster. I forgot what it's called. People always pack in with it. The Juggernaut. And then over here, you know, again, don't know how good he is in the rules, but he's now based. This is just a sniper that's a member of the. I've totally forgotten what these guys are called, even though I've now painted them. The sort of Pistolier super unit with their little chain guns. And that's it. And in terms of what's going to come next, I reckon I might. I've got the Giant of Albion with the gigantic Celtic rock, so he could be a Cygor for this new Beastman army. I've got a couple of Orc chariots that are already painted that I could just sort of put holes in and have detachable Ungor or Gore shields, Bestigor shields, and get a couple of the plastic boxes of Bestigors and, you know, have like 4 of those plastic chariots. I've got the Avatars of War, what's it called? Gore kind of Lord, Beastman Lord, so that's one idea. And I've already got a box of Gauls and Ungauls, which I bought like a year and a half ago, but never got around to doing anything with them. And there just seem to be loads of cool monsters. I mean, the Pumbagore thing's a bit stupid, so I'm not going to buy that. But the Beast in the Woods looks pretty good from the Mordheim Rage, so I'll use that. The only thing is, tactically, I'm not sure what to do about, not having any really ranked up units. I mean, I don't think that big monster-based armies tend to do well unless there's amazing magic behind them. But we'll see. I might look into it. The Doombull looks quite cool. He's one of those models I'll spend some time with. But anyway, that's where we're at.